Well, looky here. It's Wednesday again. Boop, bop. Hi, everyone. Just a second. Make one more adjustment if I can. Okay. Hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for Where Dey Wednesday. Today, my guest is the owner of Ajay's Eyez, and I like her. Welcome back to Where Dey Wednesday. For those of you who are joining for the first time, I'm Tay, founder of GoGo Glam, Tomorrow's Mobile Notary, and this page here, Miss Tay's Good Hair Day. Where Dey Wednesday is a time that I take to chat with a business owner in my network so that you guys can find out where they at, where to find their goods and services, follow them, follow up with them, and just stay in touch with our local community, know where to get their goods and services, and support small businesses in and out of your area. This guest is not in the Bay Area with me. I know most of my guests are Bay Area, people that I know personally, people that I interact with, but this guest, again, is not in the Bay Area, but I think you're going to really enjoy this. So without further ado, she is available. Stand by. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. There's that smile. There it is. There
Hey.
it is. I'm all right. I'm glad that you decided to join me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, again, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, it looks like it's just you and Mike so far. Hi, Mike, all the way from London.
How you doing, Mike?
Oh, Queen Callie Curl, she's in there too. Hey, love. How you doing? Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope you guys are having a pleasant and productive day and your energy is scooping and swooping and engulfing you in the beauty of life and all that good stuff. So, AJ, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people for the one time.
How are you guys doing? My name is Aneesa, but AJ for short. AJ is just my initials, and it's normally what I go by anyway. I'm from New Jersey, but I lived in Philly for a very long time. So a lot of times I tell people I'm from Philly. I just I just recently moved to South Carolina about 3 months ago, and just trying to get my business up and running out here. I do photography. Uh, I was actually a nanny in Philadelphia for a very long time, but during that time, I always did my photography as well. It just wasn't full time.
Mm.
So now I'm fully doing it full time. So
Full-time photographer. How long have you been doing photography?
since I was maybe like 16 or 17, I took like my minor in college was for photography. So
Uh-huh.
I've always had an interest in it. It's just growing up in my household, photography was not an option as a career. So
Mm.
it just was something that I never thought I could branch off and do as a career, but it was always something I was interested in. I got a digital camera when they were brand new, when they first came out, and it was something that I knew how to edit photos or process photos before digital cameras even came out when you had to do them in a dark room. And like it was always just something I loved ever since I was a kid. So other
So
than things,
when you say that in your household photography as a career wasn't an option, do you think that that's because there's a lot of us that have our passion and then our families just don't kind of get how you can earn a living with it? Do you think that um, wasn't an option because they didn't understand or they
yeah.
didn't know much about the industry?
Yes, I believe that my parents were all about education. They were all about you going to school, getting a college degree, and getting a good job. even if it wasn't a job that you particularly wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted you to do what they thought would be beneficial as far as income. So I was like, I wanted to be a photographer, and I also loved kids. So I was like, well, I'll be a teacher if you won't let me be a photographer. No, there's no money in teaching. She was like, why don't you be a dentist? You can work with kids as a dentist. And I'm like, I failed I did not do well in school. I wasted 2 years in school trying to become a dentist, and I had no desire to be a dentist. So I just finished out school being going to school for education and finishing out and just working at first in colleges since they paid the most. But I was not happy. So, just because I was not doing what I wanted to do.
Right.
So it wasn't until I was like 27 that I was just like, you know what? I have this job. I make a lot of money, but I hate my job and I hate my career. Even though my parents are happy, I'm not happy. So I left, and then I became a nanny in Philly. They were not happy about that, but I'm happy I did. It was great. I do not regret those last 5 years because it almost forced me to work for myself. Because when you're a nanny, you create how much you want to make. You create the schedule that you want to work, and you're pretty much in control of all of that. You come to them with a contract, so they either accept it or not. So the more I did that, I would do the family's Christmas photos, any families I worked for, I was in charge of the photography for that family, and then they would recommend me to other families. And I also have a hip dysplasia, so physically the nannying was not something that I can do long term. I was trying to branch out into something that isn't as much physical labor, but that I still enjoy doing, and that's where the photography, I just decided to go full circle with the photography.
With it. That's beautiful. There's quite a few things that have come up that have been like a common theme with other people who have decided to go out on their own, or that have had passions, and growing up it just kind of it didn't fit the perception. And although our family and our loved ones, they have good intentions for us, they don't want us to lack and things like that. I think it just takes a while sometimes for us to accept that our passions can take care of us, and they're put in us for a reason, and we can use them, and it'll be okay. And that, I think that sometimes without knowing it, they raise us with their fears. Wow, they raise us by their fears. It's not intentional. It's just like, I'm so afraid that you're not going to be able to take care of yourself. What happens when I'm not here? I've struggled. I don't want you to do that. You need to do something even if you're miserable. Not realizing that the quality of life, that'll kill you. That'll kill you quick.
So
and
true.
So much lack in that. But I am encouraged that you still found a way, because for me, when I first got out of high school, even in high school, I wanted to dance. I used to dance. And when I got out of high school, I started going to school as a dance major, business minor.
Okay.
Because I wanted to open a dance school. Most people don't know that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Learning that today.
Most people don't know that. And my mom didn't know that either. She just told me, I don't want you wasting your time on dancing.
They don't understand how those words hit us, They stick.
And I slowly stopped dancing. So it makes a difference what they say, regardless of the intention. It makes a huge difference.
I agree.
When did you notice that you kind of had an eye? Because I know it takes a certain kind of eye to capture things the way that photographers do. Because artists see things differently, and you can have two artists looking at the exact same thing, and they'll pick up on different stuff or shoot it different or draw it different. When did you notice that you kind of had an eye?
I would say when I was a child, the first person who ever said something about my photography is my late Uncle Chuck, God rest in peace. He was the photographer in our family. He caught all the videos and stuff when we had family reunions and stuff, and he was like, he had like these long dreads. He was all about like Black power and everything. So like I really look up to him. And um, he always had a camera. And no matter what he said, like some people would tell him that he doesn't live in the moment, but he said he lives in the moment through his camera. And that's his moment. When he goes back to those pictures, he relives that moment. And I understood exactly what he meant by that, because even though people get upset with you videoing them and recording them in the moment, when you go back and look at it, they're always happy that you actually captured it. Because we don't know when you had hits, things happen, and you don't always remember. And it's like, it's nice to have memories. And he like was not scared to let me use a camera really young, and he was the one who taught me how to develop photos. He had so much different equipment, and I think the fact that I was just interested in it, he wanted me to learn more. And I think also when you're young, people don't understand how important it is just to have one adult that you can like look up to and mimic. And that's why I love being a nanny, because I can tell anytime I go back to see my kids, they're so happy, which means I did something right, because they're really happy to see me. And he just believed in me. My dad, he also believed in me, but it was more like just because he's my dad, you know. But he told me that I had good photos, but like it wasn't. He bought me a camera because I asked for a camera. My Uncle Chuck gave me one of his older cameras because he knew I liked photography. It was more like the reason behind it. And when I was 16, he gave me a camera from like the 70s, which I wish I still had now, but I mean, things happen. But it was a really nice camera, and it was a Canon camera, and it was from the 70s, and it almost looks very similar to the camera I have now, only it was from the 70s. And I just wish I still, you know, had it as memories and things like that. But he was definitely my influence. And then after that, I just knew. Like people could tell me like, oh, that's not that good. And I would say, well, you do it. You know, you try it. You try it. I knew that I seen things differently in photos. And I can tell, like, even at a very young age, people would tell me, like, wow, you take very great pictures. So, I mean, now it's a lot more challenging. You have way more competition out there. There's way more. It's not as hard to edit photos anymore. You can just upload them. It's not all. Back then, if you had those certain skills, it made you stand out. Yeah. And now it's kind of, you have to stand out in different ways. So I'm just happy I never gave up, because it was, I mean, I blame, I think my friends, and I think family too, who just, not all family, but the family who did believe in me, you know. My fiance bought me a camera 3 years ago, and I had a camera, but it broke, so I was not even worried about photography. He bought me a camera 3 years ago on my birthday. He was like, you don't do it because you don't have your camera. I want you to get back into it. And then honestly, that's the same camera that I use now. It's added on new lenses and stuff. So you could say he started me going back into my own business with my photography.
Nice.
Like you said, it's there. Like even with your dance studio, you can still do it, but it's just, if nobody's pushing you to do it, so you're not doing it. You know what I mean? There's nobody there in your ear telling you, you can still do this. And I think I'm grateful for him, because I probably wouldn't have went back.
Right.
I even could, you know, because you need that support sometimes. So.
Because it gets discouraging. And then when you have things that are changing and life is changing and your needs change, and then those voices in the back of your head, you end up saying, oh, well, I'll just do it on the side. Or I'll just do it for fun. Well, I need a real job and all these different things. But real, right. You need job security, which is a myth. We buy into all these narratives. We buy into all of these narratives to smother our passion. Now, some people will take this dialogue as a down on having a job. It's not. What it is, it's a up on following your passion. And if you have something that is a spark, something that is fulfilling for you, and you can earn a living doing it, freaking do it. Don't let outside, now if you choose not to, that's a choice, but don't let outside influences continue to keep you in the box of what other people think you should have. That's what it's about. I know some people that love climbing the corporate ladder, and that we need everybody everywhere. Like Every piece counts.
Right. You also know people who that are just content with staying in that same position at their job for 20 years. You know what I mean? Even in corporate America, they're just okay with being right there in there. And that's okay too. You know, it's just, I don't want to be there. I don't want
Right.
to be
That's just not, it's just not. And you can't have a world full of business owners and you can't have a world full of employees. You have to have both. You know,
so
if your whole body was a leg, then what would the other parts do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Every part matters. Every finger matters. The nails matter, which one of mine has a hole in it. I won't tell you how that happened, but I have a hole in my nail. Every nail matters. Every piece of skin matters. Every toe, every joint, every ligament, every vein, every artery, every nerve, all these things matter. All these things count. They all work together. So we have us artsy creatives. We have the people that are more task oriented. We have people that are ideas people. We have people that are influencers. We have people that are behind the scenes making things happen people. We have the supporters and the encouragers, and we all work to inspire each other and to keep this life rolling. So
true.
Those of you that be trying to try to be offended when I say things like, you know, being stuck in a job. That's a you thing, because that's not where I'm coming from at all. I have felt stuck in a job, and I've also had jobs that I really liked. But at the end of the day, my growth was capped, and that's not what I wanted. So that's me. But that's probably also the universe having pushed me out of somewhere that I didn't need to be. Other people thrive in those areas because it's probably what's working for them in the direction where they will be influenced and will make influence.
I like to think that.
So I had a look of course, I follow all of your pages, and I was looking at some of your photos, and I was looking at your link tree also. So does your link tree go to do you have a separate website, or do you use Instagram and your link tree for booking and for interaction?
Yes, I have a separate website. My website is Ajay's Eyes at pastgallery.com. Okay. And if you type in Ajay's Eyes, if you spell it with a Z, it'll come up. And you can book from my Instagram, but that's like through another website just that I use for booking. But on my link tree, it should have my website. It should have my YouTube channel. It should have my client, like my client page, so you can see what my portfolio looks like. Pretty much, it's my website is very simple. When you pull it up, I'll just show you. It's more like just all the families that I do. It's more like all the portfolios I've done. So then when you go on my website, I know people are about like right now. So when you go on my website, I have an area that has the landscape and the real estate and things like that. But I know a lot of times people aren't looking for that. They're looking to get their photos taken. So I wanted to just be right there. You can see how my work is. This is how we present it to you. This is the majority of my work is digital. I do still offer actual photos that you can get printed right through my website. You can order them right to this website, and I'll send them out to you. But majority of my work is digital because we live in a digital world, and a lot of times parents want more photos than just the 3 or 4 you can buy and get printed. So what I'll do is just give you more photos, then you can share as many as you want to Instagram, share them with your friends, you know. I don't only cover South Carolina, but if I travel to you, then you will have to cover the travel expenses. The only time I traveled was for a wedding. So whenever that's happening, you know, people are already looking to having to spend a nice amount of money because it's a wedding. Yeah. But normally, if it's something where it's like $150 shoot, I'm not going to travel to you because you're not getting the bang for your buck. But if you're having a vacation and you want somebody to take pictures of your entire vacation, if you have a wedding, you know, I do recommend 2 photographers for a wedding though, depending on how big your wedding is. things like that. Any big event, I can do events. I took photography classes, but I feel like some of the best photographers that I know are self-taught. So I feel like all the things that I've learned are just because I taught myself. So, but I do have the credentials if you need the paperwork.
Yeah. I think that's interesting. I think that's interesting though, because there's a lot of people now that are, you know, kind of comparing and contrasting in their mind and in their experiences, or even if you talk to people online, whether they've gone to school and became an entrepreneur or gone to school and went into their field working for someone else, the difference between what you learn at school and what you learn on the ground. And sometimes the credential is just that, unless you have mentors or teachers that are working in the profession that can give you real life examples, because otherwise it's important to learn it. It's just the same if I went to beauty school, you know, they teach you like the bare minimum basic mechanics, and then you go, well, for us, it was mostly safety and sanitation, but as far as like getting better at your actual craft, it's just the ground level. You really don't grow until you're out there getting it and learning. What are some of the things that you learned out working and in different scenarios, different bookings, teaching yourself that you didn't learn in school, and some of the things that you did learn in school that helped you when you were out?
Okay, so the things I did learn in school were things such as Lightroom. Like I took a Lightroom and Photoshop class. They gave you some basic skills on how to edit your photos, which I do feel like come in handy because it's step by step, almost like a tutorial. So yes, some of these things definitely did help when it comes to the program. Some of these classes teach you how to use your specific camera. If you have a Canon and Nikon, they teach you how to use all the features on your camera so you can properly use the camera. But just because you know how to use all the features on your camera doesn't mean you know how to take a good photo. And just because you know how to like use all the features on Photoshop, you can go crazy and over edit. So you know you can do too much like it's very easy to over edit a photo. And a lot of people that first start off, myself included, especially when it comes to the sky, you can even go back and look at some of my pictures before, like on my page. And I'll leave them up there as reminders. But the sky would probably be like so vibrant to the point that it almost hurts your eyes. It's because I oversaturated the picture. Even though I'm like, I like it, but you know, it's like, but it's not right, you know. And then the more I do it, I'm like, okay, I see now what my teacher's talking about. Now the more I do it, I'm like, okay, you can see it now when you're over. You automatically pick up on things that you weren't picking up before. But like you said, school gives you the base pretty much. And as far as what I don't learn in school, like you said, I feel like you put it perfectly. You learn the basics in school, and then when you go out there in the field, you get experience through going out there. Sometimes life is the best teacher, you know? So every time I have a photo shoot, I learn something new. Every single time. I mean, one of my first photos, I learned from a photo shoot to charge a deposit. I didn't learn that from school. Charge a deposit. Some people won't show up. Some people will have you waiting way longer and they'll be late. So you charge that to save you. You charge a sitting fee. Because there was one time where I offered a photo shoot where it was a sale, but I never reiterated how many outfit changes you can do. So this lady did like 4 outfit changes. It was a 4-hour shoot. But I never said anything. So technically she wasn't wrong. So it's kind of like, every time I do a shoot, I learn something different. Okay, no, this lady, she didn't pay me, so you got to pay me ahead of time. These people, they didn't do this, so you got to do this. Even when I started my baby photo shoots, it's not like, oh, I got experience in baby photo shoots, so I'm doing it. You learn from doing it. So what I'll do is I want to try something new. When I wanted to start doing baby photography, the first 5 shoots I'll offer as free, because then that's just me practicing. So then even if they don't like the pictures, it doesn't matter, they were free. You know what I mean? Of course I'm going to give my all, but I don't have to feel bad because they were free. Now, so like they didn't lose anything. But I haven't had no problem. I haven't had anybody tell me they didn't like the pictures, thank God. But you learn all the time, like every single photo shoot, it's like, okay, now next photo shoot, I'm going to do this. Okay, next photo shoot, okay, I'm charging not enough for what I'm doing. So, you just your experience, So every time I go out there, you learn something new.
Absolutely. And it sounds like most of us, we get our craft down. Hey Pre, we get our craft down and we're like excited and we're going out there and I'm going to start this business and I'm going to get rolling, and then you learn the business.
Right.
Then you learn the business. We have a question. Where are you located? You just moved to South Carolina, but you can.
Yes, I'm in South Carolina, but I am a traveling photographer. I've done weddings in Arizona. I've done weddings in Texas. I just got back from Philly. I know COVID is still going on, so we've been following those procedures, me flying and things like that. I have procedures that I, follow, but it just depends on what you want for me to travel, because if I'm running $100 special, I'm not going to travel to Cali for $100.
Right. Absolutely.
But in town, I like to offer specials because I can travel. I have my camera. I take my camera wherever with me. And anytime I'm in a town for at least a week, I'll just run a special and see if anybody jumps on it from the ads on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but right now I'm in South Carolina, so I've just been servicing North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, because they're all places within like less than 4 hours.
Mm-hmm. By the way, this is a total sidebar and absolutely off topic, but I love your hair.
Thank you.
It's giving me life. My kind of thing. It's beautiful. Thank you kindly. So
MJ vibes in there. I don't know if they're talking about me, but if it is, I love Michael Jackson, so
it said MJ. I don't know if it meant MJ or my hairstylist.
Oh.
Hey, who is that? Escape to Moscow. How do I know that name? Am I your hairstylist? Because I remember real names. Like these Instagram names, I don't remember.
Oh wait, that's my nephew. I know who he's talking about.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, am I your hairstylist?
Yeah, he's definitely talking about me. He's a Michael Jackson.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey nephew. What's happening?
That's hard. I love it. I was like, wait. Yeah, that's who else was the inspiration. If I'm not mistaken, Michael Jackson is a Virgo and Beyonce is a Virgo.
Yes.
And I'm not like, oh, just because they did it, I can do it. But that's how I be feeling, because they are like, okay, every time I watch a Michael Jackson video, documentary or Beyonce documentary, they were never okay with being stagnant. Like they were never okay with just, okay, this is where we plateau. Mm-hmm. No, I'm always trying to be better. And this sometimes caused the demise of the group, but it's not, I know that feeling, how it feels that I'm not just okay where I'm at. I know I can do better. And I can be better. I know I have the potential, and I can't make excuses for it, because that's exactly what it would be. It would be an excuse. So that's how I feel. I feel like I'm not saying I'm Beyonce or Michael, but I get that mentality. So I'm like, no, I don't want to. Right now, it's like I'm really put in a position where I can 100% focus on my business. And I feel like God put me in this position for a reason. So I can either mess it up and be like, oh, because I have a hip dysplasia, I got a little problems on my end too, but I'm not going to let that stop me, because I've been given an opportunity that I've never had before.
Yeah.
So I'm going to full advantage. And if it doesn't work, at least I can say I did try, instead of just being, no, I can at least say I tried.
Yeah, because you don't know nothing till you know it, and is it difficult sometimes? Yeah. Is it discouraging sometimes? Yeah. I mean, again, I'm running my businesses by myself. I don't have there's nowhere else to go. If either this is going to work or it's not, but it has to work, because I have nothing to go back to. It's not going to happen. But that whole like good enough ain't good enough. Like if I was going to be mediocre, I could have stayed miserable at my jobs. I have experience.
Exactly.
I mean, I could do it, gussy up my resume again and just be like, okay, well, this is good enough. But in my heart, I know that, and it doesn't mean everybody's perception of more is different, but the heart that I hear from you is there's more of me that I can be. There's a next level of me that I don't know yet, and I just feel that it's bubbling there, and I can't just let that sit. I can't leave this planet wondering what I could have, or with a bunch of ideas what I'm going to do. It's interesting because as you were saying that, it was just all in my spirit, because I've been kind of like down lately on myself, because I don't feel like I'm performing and I'm productive enough for me, for my standards, and for what I want to see happening. And I understand that oftentimes there's a pace and we want to go above the pace, you know, because, you know, it's more than just doing the task. And oftentimes that whole Virgo life, we're like tasked. This needs to be done. This is done, so this needs to be done. But it's the inner work too. So it's not just the tasks, it's becoming the version of ourselves that is necessary for the next level and for the next step. And that's where I struggle giving myself grace. But that's something that's so important for us. It's something that's so important for us. Have you worked in self-care in your plans to continue full-time in your business?
No.
Not yet. Not yet. Me either. So that's something
like you. I move up a lot, and a lot of people say, well, you have this going on here. A lot of people don't understand that I was doing well in Philadelphia, and I made a big move that I was not 100% sure on how it was going to go, as we never are when we make big moves. But I'm in a completely different environment. I have completely different atmosphere. I don't know anybody out here. I at least had a clientele in Philly. I had something going, so I feel like I completely started over. And a lot of times we're so scared to go out on faith, which is why we remain stagnant. And I'm kind of like, okay, what's the worst that can happen is that it doesn't work out. I mean, okay, it's not like we haven't been let go from a job or you know, had to go through something that was hard when we worked for other people. And we'll give our all to to somebody else. We will give our all. We'll make sure we come in. We could be making pennies, and we'll make sure we are there on time every day. And I get it. People be like, I got to survive. And I understand that. So just imagine if you put that same energy into what you really truly love, like what you really truly love. And I know everybody be like, we don't all have the same situation. I agree, but I feel like sometimes in our lives we're put into situations where we get the opportunity to do something, but we're scared to do it. So it will make excuses why, you know, things like that. And right now, I have the opportunity to go back into the workforce. But before I moved down here, I saved up as much money as I could because I wanted to do my own thing. I paid off as many bills as I could. I saved up as much money as I did the insurance, like how you just pay the whole insurance off and all that. I don't want to worry about it. So it's like, I just want to, like I told myself, I'm going to really focus on my business. Like this is how I need to survive. And in December, because I had a surgery in October and in November, the middle of December until January, I would say I booked at least 22 photo shoots. So that's like almost 5 photo shoots a week, which is almost a photo shoot every day. So you got to remember, and then it's like if I'm charging $100 a photo shoot, it's not bad money, especially if I going from not making anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, or going from not making anything from your photo shoot, just relying on that check. Now I'm relying on my talent. I'm relying on my talent. You got to believe in yourself. Like, it started from, how do I get clients? I went on to Facebook, started doing the Facebook ads. I had to spend money to make money, but people started contacting me. Like, I could show you on my Facebook all the and from all the stuff I get from those ads. So if y'all don't believe Facebook ads work, they do work. If anybody has a business, if you do hair, anything, like especially if you do hair. And I'm not just saying that to you, but it's just my friend, she braids. And she paid for Facebook ads just within a 50-mile radius of her area. And she just got those people, you know. She just got those people. So like those people in her area. And that's what happened with me. Any people that I get in my Facebook Messenger is like, just to show you guys, all these people are people contacting me about photos. These are not anybody I know. These are all people contacting me for pictures. And it's all from the ads. I don't know any of these people in real life. This isn't my, like, this is my business page, not even my regular page. So that's what say switch account, just to show y'all, like, AJ's Eyez is my business. So it's like unreal, because I'm like, I wasn't doing this in Philly because I didn't have the energy. I wasn't putting that energy in Philly.
Yeah.
So now you have to put it, you gotta, like, when we really want something, and I hate to use this example, but like, say you really want like that late night cab, like your dude call you like, oh, I want to come see you. If you really want it, it could be raining, it could be,
right.
You could be tired.
You gonna put on lotion, you gonna act like you wasn't sleeping.
You got stopped on the way. You are pissed off, but you got there. And that's what I mean. No matter what obstacles were in your way, you still got to the final destination. And that's what you gotta treat everything. Just because it don't go how you want it to go, it doesn't mean it's not gonna work out in your favor. It's just not going how you want it to go. So
right.
This is not as busy as last month, but it's still a busy month. So I'm telling myself, okay, I started doing baby photography. People love babies, so I gotta throw it out there. Now, what do I need for February, Valentine's Day? I gotta throw it out there. Hey, anybody that's joining, that's my friend Erin. Hey, Erin, what's up?
Hey, thank you for joining Where Dey Wednesday and supporting your friend. Always support your local business. Support your friends and your family the way you do these strangers that wouldn't even hire you in their store.
And I just want to give a shout out to Aaron. He definitely has always supported me from the jump. He's my best friend, and he has his own business as well, Juice for Us. He also has a trucking company. This black man went out and bought his own truck with his own money and started his own trucking company. And him and his lady have a juice business that I've seen them build from the ground up. And I'm just very proud of them. Like, they really, me watching them succeed, I'm like, wow, like, I know I can do this because they're doing it. They're doing it, so I can do it. And I got to see them when they struggle too. So It helps you. This is real, like, this is raw, so he definitely is one of my big supporters. So, shout out to Aaron.
Send me his info, please.
I definitely will. I will.
Thank you.
I am sorry, y'all, not to just talk, but
no, don't be sorry. This is where they at Wednesday. This is where we find out where they at.
That's true.
This is the point. And so when we talk about support and things like that, your community and your environment play a huge part. You're in a whole new place away from what you're familiar with, but you have your fiance who's like, boom, here babe, you need to do your thing. You have friends who have gone out as the couples who are building businesses together, and that makes so much of a difference. I remember so many different times, like even just little things like wanting to eat healthy and being in a house with a bunch of people who did it, and how as much as you want it, it's just so much distraction and so little support, and it's not enough for somebody to say, oh yeah, no, that's cool, you can do that. It's different for somebody to be like, we can do this, here, I'll do it with you. You know what I mean? The accountability, that's a different level of support. Having your friends around you that's like, look, I done struggled with this area. Make sure that when you're building yourself and when you're building your business and you're putting yourself in your business, these are some things to pay attention to. These are some hurdles that you may have to encounter, or this is how you can avoid it altogether, because I had to learn it. There's something that a sucker told me one time. You can learn a lot from a sucker. He told me, you know, I mean, we all heard the game is sold and not told, but he added, you pay with your ass. And what that means is the experience teaches you some things. And when you get the game from the experience, it's our responsibility to share it with those around us, those who want it, those who you see are, you know, they're on the ground. The rubber is on the road. And they, you know, sometimes we get out there, like you said, we'll go to school or we'll acquire some information. We'll get the basics. But when we're on the ground, that's when we learn where all the potholes are, where all the speed bumps are, where all the stoplights, where all the yield signs. That's when we learn when we're on the road. So how fantastic that you have a community also. Jarrell is saying hi.
Hi.
So you all see, you guys can follow AJ's Eyez on Instagram. Also AJ's Eyez on AJ's with a Z, Eyez with a Z also, right?
Yes. So it's AJAYS_EYEZ. So
okay. And that's on Facebook and Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. She also has a link tree. If you guys want to be quick and to the point, click her link tree there. And there's bookings, there's her portfolio. She does take fabulous photos. I've seen them. So outside of weddings, what give us a view of the type of photos that you take. I've seen some landscape stuff. I've seen some a lot of family stuff for sure. What do you offer, and then what do you do for fun? Like when you're just shooting the breeze and things catch your eye.
Okay, so ideally, if I had to say what type of photographer I am, I'm a street photographer, and I love taking photos of nature. I love taking stuff in real time. So when I lived in Philadelphia, there was a lot of real things happening. Like we see homeless, you would see things like a homeless community on this side and $3,000 apartments on this side. So I felt like a picture could tell 1,000 words. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would just take photos of random things and be like, you know, what's the story? Things like that. I love taking photos of evening shots. I love taking, hey Paula, that's another one of my friends right there. Sorry guys. She also is a business owner. A lot of people that I associate with myself are people that are like-minded. Yeah. So she has her own business. She sells oils. She sells like natural shea butter, things like that. Strong's body care. So I'm just throwing everybody out there. I'll send you her information too.
Yes,
she's located, and they're both located in New Jersey. Because I was back in New Jersey. So, yeah, she's my
That works. We nationwide out here. Where they at Wednesday all over the globe.
I know she's currently redoing her website. So once she gets her website up and running, you know, we'll throw that out there because she does mail, you know, across America. So it's not just
okay.
I don't want to throw her out there when she's still getting her website together.
Right.
Don't hound her too much. But with my photography, I love street photography, but I know that street photography wasn't what was going to make me the money. I do make money from my street photography, my canvases. I love shooting sunsets. It's my favorite. Sunsets at the beach is my favorite. Now, I haven't caught I've caught a sunset at the beach, but it's really hard here because the sunset's on the west. So a lot of times you guys get the sunsets. We mostly get sunrises on the beach. But I did find
all that means is that you have to come visit.
Exactly. That's all that is. And, you know, I've come to Cali so much, but I never had my camera. Never. Every time that I was there, I never either. And it would make me sick because it's like a photographer in an area without her camera, it's almost like you don't want to be there. It's like, but I love sunsets. My specialty when it comes to professional photography is portraits, of course, and I'm very good with children. I can take children's photo shoots. Everybody, that's one of my friends right there too. Hi, Shay.
Yes.
She just got married, so.
Congrats.
Congratulations to you and your husband. So I was, You know, I've done some of her photography as well for like her modeling shoots and stuff back in the day. I did some of her photography. She definitely always believed in me too. Back when I was only 18 and stuff, she was like, she could get,
Have you
she
done
actually,
any hair shoots?
I haven't, but I have done shoots for people's hair salons where they've had me come in and take pictures of their salons for websites. I've done before and after photos for salons, but I've never did like a hair expo or like anything. But I know I could. I just
Oh
haven't.
yeah.
Wedding photography, it's not my specialty, but I can do it. That is not something I've only, like, I don't, I feel like I still have work there, which is why I would like a second photographer so we can capture the
Yeah.
entire movie. But I mean, I do know that if you have little toddlers that you can't have sitting, that you can't get to sit down or take pictures, I can specialize in getting those pictures done. And part of that is because I was a nanny. So
Yeah.
utilize
Isn't that
that.
beautiful how you can take your past experiences and apply them to all this stuff? And that's how I know that all things work together for our good. Because it may not be where you have to be forever, but something is you're going to be able to carry that. You know what I mean? Like life is a snowball. We're constantly building, and anything not growing is dead. So the fact that you're even like, yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since I was a teenager, and I still have these areas that I feel I can grow in. That means that there's opportunity. You know what I mean? And that means that you're open to it. And I mean, imagine having a craft and then hitting a ceiling and be like, well, this is all there is. Like, that would be so whack. And that would be unrealistic because life is ever changing and our perceptions are ever changing. Your eye is going to change. What you tune into is going to change. You know what I'm saying? What lights you up is going to change. And what people want to see will change. And you'll be able to be right in the flow growing with it because you're already in that movement. You're already in the, yeah, there's more. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a struggle for you to adapt because you're already in motion. Too often in our hearts, we're complacent. And our complacency keeps us from seeing our best self and for seeing our best work. I think that sometimes we're not just afraid of failing, though. I think sometimes we're afraid of success. We just don't know ourselves outside of our past and where we're at.
That's so real because I never even thought about it like that. Wow, you be getting deep.
That must be all the alone time.
Well, you know, look, when I come out there, Louisville, and I come out there to visit, I'm gonna take some photos of your business, anything you need me to do. Shoot, if you need some headshots, whatever, you want something nice to hang up in your spot. Actually,
I actually have been, it's interesting that you say that. I've been looking for something to put above my bed.
Yeah? I'll put everything in my house is me. So like this is mine over the TV. These are mine over the windows. Everything. I wish he would put some other type of photography in the house.
I wish he would.
This is mine. So like literally anywhere that we can put any photos, I put it. And so it's funny. You said you want to put something over your bed because I mean I got a special where you can get 3 canvases and it all.
Yes, Queen Cali Crow says, "Come out to Cali. We out here."
Yes, and there's 16 by 20 canvases. So if you ever were to get something over your bed, you can get something like, right over the top. So
those feel so good. And that's the thing. That's why I've been indecisive about it because I haven't found anything that like embodies the energy I want in my bedroom.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just so, I don't know. I'm really sensitive about that kind of thing.
It's hard to choose. I change them out every season, so I get it. It's hard to choose. It is so hard to choose what you want to put in, how to make your room yours, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's just certain things, I mean, because I feel like the bedroom is a special place. That's where I lay my head. That's where I rest. That's where I should be restored. That's where I should find some kind of peace, some kind of solace. That's where I should be able to relax. So I'm particular on the kind of energy that I have in.
Yes. And guys, when I do
To
come
have
to town,
something
I
so
see
close
down
to
here.
my brain and my head while I'm doing that. That may sound ridiculous to some people, but I'm sensitive to those things. Like, this is where I'm laying and where I'm open, and this is where I'm resting, and this is where things, you know what I mean? Like, things happen in your sleep, and I'm mindful of what's going on around me while I'm doing that. So very.
And I just want to say to the people who say come out to Cali, I definitely will. If I do, it will be for at least a week. So if y'all follow me, then you would know when I do. I have, my prices are affordable. I can make you look good. I mean, even if you like, oh, AJ, fix this, nip and tuck this, I can do all that. Trust me, I do what the person wants is what I'm going to give you. Not
Well,
what,
what I want is to look snatched.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. What? You want your boobs bigger, your butt, whatever, we got you.
I just want this midsection smaller. Everything else will fall into place after that.
That's right. We got you, bro. Got you. No problem.
And
it won't look like Photoshop. You know how some people stuff look, it won't look like Photoshop. You know, it won't look good. It's gonna look like AJ's eyes just caught what we, you know.
Got it.
But no, you're right. I was very nervous to do this. So thank you for making me feel so comfortable.
I told you, it's just two ladies chatting about you and your business and your journey.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate
Just two ladies chatting. Again, you guys follow AJ's Eyes on Instagram, on Facebook. Check out her linktree. And what is your website again?
My website is AJ's Eyes at passgallery.com. So it's called Pass Gallery, PASS Gallery. So that's just the company I go through to get my photos done. So it's just AJ's Eyes at AJ's Eyes.passgallery.com.
Got it. So you guys stay tuned in, stay tapped in. She travels. She's currently in South Carolina, so you get more bang for your buck if you're in the area, but don't come with no cheap stuff. Like, just don't play games. If you're looking for something cheap, just use your phone. And
I do have cheap stuff though sometimes. I won't lie. Okay. My mini sessions are only $50. So I mean,
so if you're in the area and you want a mini session,
yeah.
Valentine's Day. Well, I don't know what she has any Valentine's Day specials, but you guys need to follow her.
Yeah, just follow
her and stay tapped in so that you know, because I know sexy shoots are important sometimes where you want to have a little Cleveland.
And I do those shoots, like the risque type shoots. If you want to do a calendar for your man, I can do those type of shoots. If you want to do something sexy for him, I can do those type of shoots. Guys, I haven't never done any shoots for you guys. I mean, I've done some like dudes with their shirts off, but I never did like a naked shoot for you guys. So I don't know if I would do that yet. So I'll just say right now.
You can do artistic, you know, I mean, because if you have an eye, then you know what looks right and the angles and what's, you know what I mean? You can do it. I believe it. Yep, the Cleveland. You seen it. It's the back Cleveland and the front Cleveland.
I am located in South Carolina, but I do travel. Just let me know where you're located. Depending on what you want, I can hook you up.
Yes.
I do birthday parties. I did a baby shower. It came out beautiful. Okay. And don't worry, if you want to throw me on a Spirit flight, that's fine. I'm not bougie. Those Spirit flights be like $50 just to get me out there. Don't worry. We just got to get the photos done, you know. So
nice.
No
Y'all heard it. Tap in. AJ's Eyes, Instagram and Facebook.
Don't be hitting me up for no naked shoots just because I said that. Don't be doing it. I know how. Don't be. They cross the too, just so y'all know. They
start tapping in. They're like, oh, wait a minute. So where's the naked shoot? Here, I'm here for the naked shoot.
Am I allowed to have my ding-a-ling out? Like,
no, we're going for a loincloth type of look here. Put it away. You're going to need to tuck yours up, okay?
That's so true. Oh, awesome. I'm happy we made y'all laugh because guess what? This is just me being my regular self. So
Yes.
That's the best feeling. So
uh-uh.
thank you.
You won't be disappointed. She might be though. That's not nice. Anyway.
Said she. But no,
I
thank
gotta
you so much,
stop
Shay.
this.
Shay is mostly just Shay is just giving me props. Thank you. I've done her pictures before, so she just letting y'all know I know what I'm doing. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, anything y'all got anything more for me or what?
So yeah, he's I'll definitely send you the info.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
definitely. No, I do have. That's the thing. I have no problem doing those type of shoots. I have done them. Like all jokes aside, I am very, especially with stay-at-home moms, and a lot of times they don't want to go to like an actual um photographer's place and get their photos done. They want to stay in their own home. They don't want to go to a
Right.
studio.
Somewhere
So
where they're
I
comfortable.
Right. So with me being a nanny, I totally understand. There's some women that are a little insecure about their bodies. So I'm definitely, that's one of the reasons I separated my photography from my nannying, because before I only offered childcare photography, but I'm so much more than that. So
Right.
yes, whatever, anybody, if you are interested, I'm actually going to throw out, I was going to throw out a special for that in February, since it's like Valentine's Day anyway. But yeah, if you know people that are interested, just let me know. So
Absolutely. Yes. I'm happy.
me
Are you
too. Thank
happy?
you. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You
Thank
guys
you.
stay tapped in and tuned in with AJ's Eyes, especially but not limited to if you're in and around South Carolina. Um, Facebook and Instagram, AJ's Eyes. She does have a link tree, and tap in on her website for booking for more information to see some of her work. If you have ideas that come up, any events, personal photo shoots, because it's not like back in the day where me and my partners had to like get a hotel room and a disposable camera and risk them not being developed
Very
because
true.
we was out of pocket. So
Them disposable cameras, though, they made you appreciate every photo.
you darn tootin'. Every single one.
Every 27.
And she has a
And
great eye. She has a
thank
great eye, guys. I've seen some of her work. Tap in, tune in, stay tapped in. And stay tapped into all our business owners that come in on Where Dey At Wednesdays. I am grateful and appreciative that you are in my network. We've been following each other for a minute now, and we have this kindred Virgo energy, and I love it. It makes me happy.
I knew I was going to be, or when I even was on your page, like even when I first went on your page, the energy. It might take some time, but we gonna talk some type of way. I
Yeah,
just felt, yeah, I'm
I'm with
happy
the
it
whole
worked.
movement, and I'm grateful that you allow me to share you here. Again, I just really love sharing this. I love that we do so many different things, and we have so many different parts of our journey and so many different phases of our businesses and so many different types of people that do so much. And I feel like if you're going to be on a platform, use it for something.
I agree.
Why not? You know what I mean? You're a beautiful person and you capture beauty. I mean, what would life be without art? And I appreciate you using that and stepping out and doing your business. You know, you were grooming and going through the different things, and all of it has worked together, and there's still so much more to come. I just, it's going to be great. You guys tune in, tap in, follow AJ's Eyes here on Instagram, also on Facebook. Check out her link tree, book her for any event, baby showers, birthday parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, coming out parties, going in parties, family reunions, especially once the world opens and we're allowed to be somewhere, your hair shows, your fashion shows, your product shoots for those of us, because you're building. I just had a client of mine do a product shoot for me so I can have my products on my website that I'm developing. It's limitless, people.
Very
Tap
true.
in, tune in, stay tuned. We are out here.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Guys, see you guys. Rental properties. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. I do real estate. Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm a
Thank
notary. We
you.
out here doing stuff.
Yes. Well, like, I only do real estate properties. Not that I actually do real estate. You cannot buy homes from me, guys. I just take the pictures. Don't hit me
Okay.
up for
Well, like,
the
yeah, so
sorry.
like people that are doing interior design or staging and things like that, that's important.
Yes, hit me up. I would
How else
love
do they
it.
market? Yes.
Exactly.
I
Give me
love
pictures.
it. It
All
makes
right,
me
guys.
happy.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another Where Dey at Wednesday. Again, follow AJ's Eyes, tap in, tune in, stay tuned in, and hit her up for your photography needs. She has a great eye. Look at her work. It's beautiful. See you
Thank you.
guys, I believe, next week.
All right.
Toodles. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.